I've been playing a lot of Streets of Rage 4 lately, and I am loving it. I played a lot of 3 in the 90s, and this new one I think is really faithful to the classics while adding some great new modern features with progression systems and unlockable characters and a very fun and relatively deep combo system. And needless to say, it has a gorgeous art style. The gameplay kinda gives me Mortal Kombat 9 vibes in a way, and I've just been having a great time. Solo, co-op, and figuring out combos. I've beaten the game on hard, and I'm feeling ready to take on the next levels. I think the game has a decent length of 12 stages, a good number of boss fights, and a fun variety of enemies. Just like the original, it's guys on the streets, and there are different variations with different attacks and varying degrees of health, like the fat fire guy with the rolling variation and the jumping variation. The initial enemies are basic, you can do what you want with them. And then you meet Donovan, fucking Donovan, who anti-airs you anytime you try to do a jump attack. He's annoying and makes you rethink your approach. Streets of Rage 4 has a good amount of enemies that will take away certain options and force you out of your habits, which is a key part of good player engagement. I love it. The big difference between this installment and the classics is the combo system, which is beautiful. I said I played a lot of Streets of Rage 3, but I never made it that far really. I would just play the first few levels a few times until I died, and I didn't go any further because despite liking the game a lot, I got bored after a while. The new combo system solves that for me. We've got air juggles, wall bounces, special cancels, combos into supers, tag team juggles, grabs into launchers, jump attack cancels. You have a defensive special that has invulnerability frames, and an offensive special that tends to move your character forward, which can be great for avoiding environmental hazards and extending combos. These special attacks drain your HP, but you'll notice that the margin is green instead of black. That means you can get your health back recharging it through offense, but if you get hit at any time, the green bar goes away and you've lost that HP. There's definitely some BS in this game. Sometimes enemies will just fly in from off screen as they're entering the fight, coming in with an attack. You'll only avoid the hit by chance or by remembering where and when these enemies appear. It's perfectly fine for the first few times you play the game, just having fun. But as you're trying to get better at the game, it can be frustrating to deal with getting hit just because you didn't remember that on stage 6, this karate guy flies in from the right after you kill this one normal dude. It's a small grievance. I shrug it off because old school beat-em-ups all had their fair share of nonsense, so I guess you could argue that it fits in here as well. I've been playing with Adam, who I've been told is a great character, and I believe it. He's quite fun, that's why you'll mostly see him in this video. I've spent hours just figuring out different combos because they're so fun. And not just fun, they're vital to your survival. The best thing about the combo system is how it benefits your character through the point system. Every 8,000 points, you get an extra life. On hard difficulties, there's plenty motivation to rack up points through the combo system. On top of that, your in-game points get added to the end of level point bonuses for time, extra lives maintained, supers not used, and that all contributes to the progression system that unlocks new characters and classic Sega Genesis models. And then there's a grading system like Devil May Cry, so if you're into that, you can try to get that coveted S rank, which I have been doing the more I play. Now that we've mentioned DMC, I want to say that this game is the perfect example of what I was talking about in my DMC5 video. Whereas DMC5 locks away its hard difficulties to new players, meaning that anyone looking for a challenging experience that pushes them into smart play and figuring out combos simply can't have that experience until 10 to 15 hours later when they've beaten the game on normal, Streets of Rage 4 has multiple high-level difficulties available at the start, which means that if you want to be held accountable for your performance, you can be. I jumped straight into hard, and I could feel the pressure to maximize combo damage and move intelligently. I was motivated to go into practice mode and figure out reliable combos. Too bad there is no practice mode. I had to do 2-player battle mode and constantly restart the match, which is super annoying, and I don't know how this game doesn't have a practice mode. That's my one big criticism. It definitely needs a way to practice on a dummy. And I've heard they will be adding a practice mode in the DLC, so that's awesome. I just hope it applies to the base game as well, because people shouldn't be charged for practice mode. The fascinating thing about the point system is that it's based on damage, not the number of combo hits. You can see here that I have a combo total of 42 hits and I get 815 points. And here I have 28 hits and I get the same 815, because I've inflicted the same amount of damage in this encounter. Since the points come from damage, you never have to feel bad about using a high damaging weapon or a throw instead of doing a flashy combo. You don't feel like you're missing out on extra points, because you're not. You can juggle someone in the corner after a jump kick launcher and then just grab another guy, and it all goes equally to the point bonus. So you might ask, well, if it's based on damage, why not just do heavy attacks and grabs all the time? What's the point of long flashy combos? Well, if you have a group of enemies in front of you, a long corner juggle can focus down all of them and get a multi-kill. Launching an enemy mid-screen and following up with an air combo can get you away from a dangerous threat on the ground and get you to a better stage position. If you've used a special attack and drained your HP, combos will regenerate your HP quicker than single heavy attacks, and comboing a dead enemy continues to build it back with each hit. So the more combos you do, the more specials you can use. And apart from them just being awesome and fun, they are important to maintaining the point timer. There's a timer that starts once you get 2 consecutive hits. I'll get 10 hits here and then wait, and when the timer expires, the game calculates the point bonus and awards it to me. If I'm hit before the timer expires, you lose the combo and you lose any point bonus, so you have to be defensive while you're playing. Extending a combo, even on an enemy that's already dead, keeps the timer at max, so you can more easily set up the next attack without risking the timer expiring. Maybe there's a guy that's far away, so I keep styling on this guy in the corner to keep the timer maxed while I wait for him to get closer. You can also do this by throwing a weapon at someone far away, or throwing an enemy into the air. There are multiple ways to keep the timer going. You want to keep it going as long as possible, because the more damage you do before the timer expires, the higher the point multiplier. Extending combos is a good way to do that. Just remember that comboing dead enemies does not add to the damage multiplier, you're just doing it to keep the timer maxed. All of this is just so engaging and interesting and encourages me to use all my abilities and always be changing my approach. It's incredible. I know I'm just gushing over this game, but I really don't have anything bad to say about it. The music is awesome, I love the old Genesis sprites. They even come with their classic movesets and specials. That's right, they aren't just reskins. They play like they came straight from the original games. I'm having a blast, and I can't recommend it enough. Thanks for watching. I may put together some more videos on this game because I find myself inspired by it. Until next time.